In the face of a looming crisis, Robert Kiyosaki raises a red flag that hints to everyone about American banks being on the brink due to a severe shortage of cash. Kiyosaki's stark warnings have put this to everyone's notice, and investors are alert about what's coming next. Uncovering the vulnerabilities of the banking system, there are risks and ripple effects. Today, I will highlight the threats they carry for all of us. Kiyosaki talks about economic concerns. Let's get right into the heart of the matter. Sometimes the world of finance can feel like a vast, complicated maze. And that's exactly why experts like Robert Kiyosaki matter. So, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is waving a flag of warning. He's saying that the American banks are in hot water due to a lack of cash. Yeah, the same banks that people trust with their hard-earned money. Scary, right? Now, you might be wondering, what's the fuss all about? In any case, Kiyosaki is highlighting some significant flaws in the financial system. Those banks we believe to be very strong? They may not be as sturdy as we initially assumed, it turns out. Have you ever considered what might occur if your bank was suddenly unable to release your funds? Kiyosaki is forcing us to confront this terrifying idea head-on. Therefore, you should begin to care. Your financial future and wallets are both entangled in this mess. His advice is intended for regular people like you and me, not just the professionals in suits. More banks about to fail. Rumor is mortgage giant Loan Depot is on the ropes. Regional banks and mortgage companies are falling. Please be careful. I would not believe anything Pres Biden, Fed Chairman Powell, or Sec Treasury Yellen say. Think for yourself. Robert Kiyosaki. Brief overview of Robert Kiyosaki's warnings about the American economy and the financial system. Kiyosaki says a liquidity crisis is looming, revealing significant vulnerabilities within the country's banking system. This crisis has led to concerns about the imminent collapse of several banks, with mortgage giant Loan Depot rumored to be in dire straits. Kiyosaki's message is clear. Be cautious. He advises people not to blindly trust official statements from influential figures like President Biden, Fed Chairman Powell, or Secretary Treasury Yellen. Instead, he urges individuals to think critically for themselves. The weakness of the banking sector is at the core of Kiyosaki's warning. Already in trouble are local banks and mortgage firms, which suggests a systematic issue rather than individual events. He adds that this issue has worldwide repercussions and is not only relevant to the United States. According to him, the issues are the result of bad fiscal and monetary policies, with a major contribution coming from the Federal Reserve, the central bank of the United States. Particularly concerning are the falling bond market's possible effects on investments and retirement savings. There are a few safe haven solutions as a reaction to these difficulties. He suggests investments in precious metals such as gold and silver, historically considered reliable assets during economic uncertainties. Additionally, Kiyosaki sees potential in cryptocurrencies, particularly Bitcoin, as a modern alternative investment. He believes these tangible assets provide a buffer against the devaluation of fiat currencies, especially in times of hyperinflation signaled by central banks. Banking crisis and Kiyosaki's predictions. In the current financial landscape, the banking crisis is drawing concerns from experts worldwide. Several banks, including regional ones and mortgage companies, indicate a widespread banking sector issue. The core problem lies in a liquidity crisis, where banks are struggling due to a shortage of cash reserves. This crisis is not isolated. It's a chain reaction, impacting various financial institutions simultaneously. This heightened anxieties, signaling a potential domino effect among other banks. Among all of this, Kiyosaki's predictions add a layer of foresight to the situation. He has consistently warned about the vulnerabilities of the banking industry, emphasizing the risks associated with high inflation rates. According to Kiyosaki, central banks, especially the Federal Reserve, have been contributing to these issues through misguided monetary policies. There are some pieces of puzzle to put together. As an example, he's pointing at the crashing bond market, waving a big red flag. Why? Because it's a sign, a serious one, of a possible financial meltdown. But he doesn't stop there, as he also said that a banking crisis could trigger a global economic storm. This situation could reach shores all over the world. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Kiyosaki also gives an example of the Bank of Japan because he sees something worrisome there. Exposure to derivatives markets. It's like a ticking time bomb, a potential disaster waiting to happen in the financial world. And all the other experts are starting to hum the same tune. They are starting to think that more banks could crumble under the pressure of this crisis. So, what does all of this mean? Well, it's not just about being aware anymore. It's about taking action. When credit gets tight, loans are harder to come by, and people panic, withdrawing their money from banks. It's a scary scenario. The lesson here is, let's do something about it. There is a need to strengthen the financial institutions, tweak those regulations, and make things more transparent to avoid a total disaster. Moreover, Kiyosaki's analysis extends beyond the immediate repercussions. He believes this crisis could usher in a new era of financial instability, transforming how individuals and nations perceive and manage their money. The traditional investment paradigms are shifting. This shift signifies a fundamental change in how wealth is preserved and grown. As dire as it may be, the crisis is also an opportunity for individuals and governments to reevaluate financial policies, explore innovative solutions, and embrace the lessons learned from this turbulent period. Critiques of current monetary policies. Now, let's talk about the financial rulebook, or more precisely, the flaws in it. According to Robert Kiyosaki, some major issues lie within the current monetary policies governing our economies. Take a scenario. For example, central banks, including the mighty Federal Reserve, have been aggressively hiking interest rates. Seems like a good move, right? Well, not according to Kiyosaki. He sees this as a policy blunder, a decision that's weighing heavily on asset prices. It's like trying to fix a leaky faucet with a sledgehammer. It might stop the leak, but it wrecks everything else in the process. The major concern is about the impact on everyday folks. These policies might look good on paper, but they have real consequences. In reality, these moves could lead to a credit crunch, making getting loans harder. Imagine wanting to buy a house or start a small business, but the financial doors are closing suddenly. It's frustrating and, frankly, quite scary. Here's the quote perfectly captures Kiyosaki's sentiment. The Fed is the problem. They are, what they say, the firemen and the arson. This analogy speaks volumes. The ones we trust to put out the fire are the same ones starting it. Many experts agree with his concerns, emphasizing the urgent need for a policy overhaul, a need for reimagining a system that truly benefits everyone, not just the select few, has emerged. Continuing on, Kiyosaki raises another pressing concern: inflation. As central banks try to combat economic challenges, they often resort to printing more money, flooding the market. At first glance, a bit of extra money might seem harmless, but there are things to be seen differently. He fears it might lead to hyperinflation, a situation where our money loses value at an alarming rate. This is just like a situation where your hard-earned dollars are buying you less and less each day. It's a genuine worry. This devaluation affects our purchasing power and erodes our savings and investments over time. Kiyosaki's critique of these monetary is about the tangible impact on our wallets and our futures. It's a call for a reevaluation of the financial strategies, urging everyone to safeguard their wealth in the face of these policy pitfalls. Market responses and investor reactions on the situation. Now, the dynamic world of markets and investors is always responding in real time to the twists and turns of the economy. The recent turbulence in the banking sector has sent shockwaves through the markets. Once seemingly stable, stocks have become very tricky, with values swinging wildly in response to each banking crisis headline. Investors are on high alert. They're the active players in this economic drama. Some are diversifying their portfolios, hedging their bets against potential losses, while others are closely monitoring their investments, ready to pivot at the slightest hint of trouble. The cryptocurrency market, in particular, has seen a surge in activity. Investors, perhaps wary of traditional financial institutions, are turning to digital currencies like Bitcoin as alternative safe havens. Once seen as volatile, the crypto world is now considered by many as a refuge from the storm. It's a testament to the adaptability of investors, navigating these uncertain waters with newfound confidence. In the midst of these market responses and investor reactions, one thing becomes clear: resilience is key. Investors have started reevaluating risk tolerance, diversifying portfolios, and seeking expert advice to save up from the current situation. Many investors are using this period of uncertainty as an opportunity for education and empowerment. They are delving into financial literacy, understanding the nuances of investments, and exploring new avenues like sustainable funds and ethical investments. It's a paradigm shift where investors are not merely weathering the storm, but using this experience to reshape their financial journeys. This collective resilience echoes the essence of Kiyosaki's advice: to be proactive, adaptable, and informed. Some safe haven strategies from Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki offers a light of hope in the form of safe haven strategies. His first piece of advice revolves around precious metals, particularly gold and silver. Kiyosaki advocates for the tangible value of these metals, emphasizing their historical resilience against economic uncertainties. Unlike fiat money, gold and silver are not susceptible to devaluation through printing, making them a reliable safeguard for wealth. Additionally, Kiyosaki sees potential in cryptocurrencies, with a specific focus on Bitcoin. In the digital age, he views cryptocurrencies as modern safe havens, decentralized and immune to the influence of central banks. Bitcoin, in particular, has gained traction as a store of value, similar to gold. Investors increasingly consider cryptocurrencies as a viable alternative investment, diversifying their portfolios beyond traditional assets. Moreover, the strategies extend beyond investments. He encourages individuals to focus on financial education and self-reliance. Understanding the principles of money, investments, and economic trends equips individuals to make informed decisions, empowering them to navigate the complexities of the financial world confidently. This emphasis on knowledge prepares individuals for current challenges and equips them for future economic uncertainties. Lastly, Kiyosaki's advice underscores the importance of diversification. Spreading investments across various asset classes, including stocks, real estate, precious metals, and cryptocurrencies, mitigates risks and enhances financial stability. By not putting all the assets under one roof, investors can weather market volatilities more effectively, aligning with Kiyosaki's overarching principle of being adaptable and proactive in the face of economic uncertainties. Understanding the insights shared through this video is crucial in these economic challenges and uncertain markets. Robert Kiyosaki's warnings and safe haven strategies offer valuable perspectives for safeguarding your financial future. Stay informed, diversify your investments, and remain adaptable. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget to like and share this video. You can also subscribe to my channel and start watching the next video right here.